Gregory Pruneda. Hello,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning. One of my friends called me and she said her daughter is going to be cooking a turkey today. She's like, so there you go. All right, so where are we on discovery?
We're fine on discovery, Judge.
Okay,
There's been an offer made. And Gregory would like an opportunity to go back to the jail and reach out to certain members of the family and stuff, but contemplating it. There's other issues involved.
all right, how old are you?
Thankful.
All right, so I'm going to recall this back. Counsel, are you available April 8th?
It's next week, Judge. Next
Yes.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Thursday.
My son has a trap meet Wednesday.
Oh, you got it.
Wednesday or Thursday, so
Do you want to recall it on the 6th? That's a Tuesday.
let's stick with Thursday, Judge, and then I'll get back to you when we move it up. But I think the trap meet's on Wednesday, but
All right, so here's the thing. Usually with track meets and students, you have to have time to travel. So who knows, maybe you want to go up on the 6th. I'll recall it back on April 5th. I'll recall you back for Monday for your plea deadline date.
this Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you back on April 5th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Axel Ramirez.
We received an offer on that, Judge. I'd just like a couple of weeks so I can look at discovery with them to go over the offer.
All right, so you want a plea deadline date?
Yes, ma'am.
When do you want it for?
If we can do 30 days. I'm gonna be here on the 6th. We come back
May
that time?
6th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll do your plea deadline date, Norma, for May 6th. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Once you sign the reset form, you will be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Good, you're safe.
Robert, I want to ask your client, where is the name Axel coming from?
I have
You know
a
they had-
feeling,
You know, they had an Axel on, in the middle.
I have a feeling.
Ah,
Yeah.
Mr. Ramirez, we have a question. And your attorney has given me some ideas. So your name Axel, where did that come from?
I guess my mom was a fan of Axel Rose.
Okay,
It's not.
thank you so much. I was thinking they had an Axel on in the middle. One of the children's name was Axel, but Axel Rose, okay.
Oh, no, Judge, it's gotta be,
Yeah. Court is calling 2023 CR 9821A, State versus Jason Guerra. Can I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Danielle Cranbrook for the defense.
And are you Jason Guerra?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did, Your Honor.
Are you the same Jason Jesus Guerra who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 9821A for the offense of theft of property 2,500 to 30,000 on December 14, 2023 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violation of condition number 4 in Guerra County, Texas. The defendant, Jason Jesus Guerra, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of October and November 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
We waive the damages.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
So the state's recommendation is that the court deny the motion and alter and amend the defendant's conditions to include a 30-day jail sanction in the Guerra County Jail, a new TAP evaluation to be assessed in custody. And then we would also join in probation's recommendation to add the conditions for job readiness, oral recognition therapy, and weekly reporting for 90 days upon release from the Guerra.
All right, state, you may be excused. All right, what have you done on probation? You want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jason Jesus Guerra.
All right, what have you done on probation?
I've done lifetime recovery. I've done inpatient, outpatient. I've gave negative UAs when I did comply to the drug testing. I felt to report on it because my probation officer threatened me, saying that she was gonna MTR me if I did not have my theft assessment. Right, so.
All right, so here's the thing. Don't do that with me in this court, and let me just tell you why. Because in this court, I always tell people, when you're on probation, if there's an issue, bring it up with your probation officer. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come to court.
Yes.
So you could have came to the court and said, hey, this is what's going on in my world.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you may proceed.
Yes, ma'am. I just panicked and got scared and just didn't go report because I don't want to get violated MTR. After she told me she was going to MTR me. So that's nothing to report.
All right, any objection to the court review and the court summary?
No, Your Honor. It will verify that he has successfully completed the lifetime recovery and the outpatient treatment. He did have the classes pending and he hadn't been reporting for the last few months before the MTR,
Okay. Let's see.
but he did pass all the UAs that he had taken.
All right, Ms. Abrams, or sorry, do you have the court summary? For some reason, it didn't come through on my email.
Which sounds great.
All right, I'm gonna give you a choice. These are your choices.
Yes, ma'am.
If you would like, because I note that you've done some things and you've successfully completed them. I note you've successfully completed lifetime recovery. This is a state jail felony. 2 years more than 2 years have elapsed for this state jail felony. So I can revoke you, and I will revoke you, and I would send it to you under 1244 to 250 days. Or I can continue you. I'll follow the recommendation that your attorney has reached with the state for a jail sanction. And that jail sanction, I believe you all agreed to, was 30 days. And so you're gonna have to do that time day for day, and that will start today. So those are your two choices.
I would take the 30-day sanction.
Okay. All right, so this is what the court, and do you need to speak to your attorney about any of this or no?
No, miss. No, ma'am.
All right. So the court will find violation of condition number 4 true. The court will alter and amend conditions, deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include a TAP evaluation in custody. There's to be a 30-day jail sanction, and the sanction begins today. And the MRT, I don't think that's needed, so I'm not going to order the MRT, but you need to have employment.
Yes, ma'am.
And probation, that employment, again, there's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. And you're going to need to have employment within 30 days of release from custody. Do you
Yes.
understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
And then, Ms. Abrams, we're going to do 90 sober support meetings in 90 days. And counsel, if there's some issues with the recommendations, for example, if they recommend inpatient treatment, you can always come back and we can address that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be
No.
successful?
No,
All
ma'am.
right, so I'm going to tell you again. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come to court. You understand?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Are you all ready to proceed on the motion?
We've reached an agreement.
Okay.
Parties have had engaged in discussion. I think we're all on the same page.
All right, court is calling 2019 CR 8714 State versus Timothy Allen Evans Jr. Could I have parties announce?
State.
Joey Contreras for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you, yes.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
Oh, why didn't they tell me this
I
beforehand?
don't know. She
Sorry,
needs to sign it.
Yes.
Sorry, Ash.
But Sean, you know what, I'm gonna bring my crystal ball that I do not have and read mine. All right, so, Mr. Evans, let me explain something to you.
Yes.
I'm signing the motion to withdraw. I have reviewed the allegations that are in the motion. So, don't know if it's true or not because they withdrawn the motion. But let me just tell you, people will always say, I can't believe somebody went to prison for smoking marijuana. And they don't realize that the person is on deferred adjudication.
Yes.
So let me just tell you, with what you're charged with, and I know your attorney has probably told you, you're looking at 20 years in prison. I know sometimes people think marijuana, alcohol, sometimes it's legal. What's the big to do? But according to the rules of probation, you're not allowed to do that. You understand? So do better. If there's an issue, speak to your probation. If you feel as though you can't stop doing it on your own while you're on probation, speak to probation. We'll see what we can do. You understand? All right, good luck to you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, can we reapproach on Mr. Evans?
Yes.
I believe the state agreed to the withdrawal with some amended conditions.
Okay, Mr. Evans, if you'll come forward, please.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
That's why we have you.
Yes.
The amended conditions that the probation department is seeking is intensive outpatient treatment, sober support meetings, and weekly UAs.
All right, so with regards to the weekly UAs, I will alter and amend to include weekly UAs and test for levels.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, here's the thing. And we're not on the record. Are you able to stop using marijuana?
I have already.
All right, so is there any other thing other than the marijuana that's going on?
No, just marijuana.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a choice. You can either do intensive outpatient treatment or you can do sober meetings, 120 and 120 days. But here's the thing with that. If you come back to me with a violation of marijuana, don't come back to me and say, well, I needed intensive outpatient treatment and you didn't give it to me. So you can choose one or I can order both.
It would depend on, I guess, which one makes the most sense.
Sober support meetings would probably work better with your schedule because I'm saying 120 and 120 days. You can do a sober support meeting. There's one available 24/7.
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Intensive outpatient treatment, there's a schedule for that.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Abrams, and it's going to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Does this indictment have enhancements?
Who is here on Beverly Ramos? State on this case, were you able to tender an offer and defense, do you have all discovery?
Yes, Your Honor, they tendered an offer to us. As for the discovery, I believe we have everything. I'm not the attorney of record, so I don't know for sure, but from my understanding, Tim Roundtree does have all the discovery.
All right, so I'm going to give you a plea deadline date. Ms. Fergus, can you set this for a plea deadline date, April 24th? All right, your plea deadline date is going to be April 24th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether you've reached an agreement with the state. If you all have not reached an agreement, your next court date is going to be a jury trial date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Jose Velasquez Jr.
Morning again, Your Honor.
Good morning. Hello. All right, so on this case, counsel, have you received all discovery?
I believe he has, Your Honor. On this case, Tim asked me to get a plea setting for either April 21st, 23rd, or 25th.
It's going to be April 24th. That's what the previous case is set for.
I'm not sure that he's available on the 24th, Your Honor.
Well, I just gave you a reset form for the 24th for his previous client.
I think on the other one, I think he's probably going to try to have someone fill in for him again.
All right, so when is he available?
The 21st, 23rd, or 25th of that week.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Beverly Ramos, change that date to April 21st for plea deadline date. And then Velasquez will be April 21st for plea deadline date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
You too. Who's here on Cynthia Deo?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. So where are we on discovery? Yes.
So just received CPS records, we're gonna just show those over to defense after we got assigned and have a credit to make a copy for defense and we can turn it over to them as soon as possible.
All right, thank you.
Then I do need to file a separate discovery motion. I know there's some other discovery that's available from the apartment complex, some videos and some different things that we do need to request.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset for discovery on Deanna.
Thank you.
All right, May 8th.
Yes, Your
Thank
Honor.
you so much for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Javier Salazar. Court is calling 2025 CR 0014556 State versus Javier Salazar. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Settlement.
Blair Meadows for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Salazar?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with evading arrest, detention with a vehicle that's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishments be assessed at 10 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 732238. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. Did you understand that that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes. Well,
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
no, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say?
No, ma'am.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Why are you doing this fully? She could have been killed. An officer could have been killed. A citizen could have been killed because that's happened when there's people who don't pull over when the police ask them to pull over.
Yes, ma'am. It was foolish of me to,
Mhm.
foolish of me to do or commit.
So are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I have my own company in construction.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. See, and how old are your children?
13, 15, and 16.
All right. So you have a 16-year-old who maybe is going to start driving. And what I can tell you, 16-year-olds, when they start driving, they really don't have the experience yet. So this chase that you were doing or this evading with this officer, that could have been your 16-year-old out driving on the road, not knowing what to do and getting hit, maybe being killed because you're out there evading. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Defensive driving course. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing in this court, when you're placed on probation, if there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing your issue, you can always come to the court. And if I am here, I will see what we can do for you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And Judge, so you reduced it to 8 years probation?
All right. All
All
right,
right.
just remain in the
Thank you.
court probation. We'll go over conditions.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Who's here on Joseph Grant?
I am, Your Honor.
You know, I said today had a feel like Monday and it has turned into a Monday. What can you do? All right, where's Mr. Grant? All right, I know you've been recently appointed.
Correct.
And so do you need a reset for discovery?
I do, Judge, just to let the court know. I know the charges don't look that serious to the court, but there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. I need to have a meeting with Mr. Guerra, and I've already talked
to Megan about what's going on, but
All right, well, they're currently in a murder trial. So what I'm going to do is, and I normally don't do this, but this is an attorney who's recently been appointed. I'm going to give you a 45-day reset for discovery.
thank you, Judge.
Ms. Ferguson, I need a 45-day reset for discovery. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court, but you always do. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Porter, does May 19th work for you?
That sounds good, Judge.
All right. We will see you back on May 19th. Roxanna Gomez. And Ms. Gomez, if you'll come up. All right, on this case, was her warrant lifted?
Judge, she was in custody yesterday, but as of yesterday to today, she got released.
All right. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't an outstanding warrant. All right, so where are we on discovery?
Okay, well, we've got all the old discovery. We've actually been made an offer and she's agreed to accept it. The problem is we don't really have time this morning. I gotta be in another court too. So I was wondering if we could come back maybe next week or something.
All right. I can bring you back tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
All right, Ms. Ferguson? Recall this case for tomorrow for disposition. And state, if you'll have the paperwork ready on Roxanna Gomez.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 6685, State versus Melina Kaine. Can I have parties announced?
Andrew Harris, Salem for the state.
Danielle Cranberg for the defense.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, and what are you all asking for with this motion to withdraw?
DDRF and make evaluation.
All right, so let me see here. All right, the state is asking that the motion to be withdrawn. I'm going to withdraw the motion, but they're going to want you to do a MIC evaluation to see if you are appropriate for DDRF. If not, then to see if you're appropriate for the MIC caseload. It's really designed to make sure that your mental health issues, if there are any, that they're taken care of. All right. All right. Is there anything else you need from the court? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And yeah, that's to be done in custody. Court is calling 2024 CR 010488 State versus Moses Wamuyu. Could I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Joseph Dateson for Moses Wamuyu.
And are you Mr. Wamuyu?
Yes, yes.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated, third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 3 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 010467. There's to be restitution of $700 to Anthony Hall Jr., ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor, and
State.
has something to add at the appropriate time.
All right, state, is that the plea?
It is.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years, that there be 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition. Community service hours, no contact with Anthony Hall Jr., DWI intervention, and VIP. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. We asked that he follow the agreement. Also, he currently does not have a vehicle. He Ubered here today. He's going to continue to do Uber until he gets a vehicle back. His vehicle is disabled. It's not running. And I admonished him that although he can request a portable alcohol monitor device, that if he does obtain a vehicle, he must contact his probation officer and substitute it. He cannot drive without ignition interlock. Further, he's been in Bear County Jail approximately 7 months. He's asking if he could have credit for the time he served for the 10 days. And if not, if there could be a Bear Gives Back program where he can volunteer his time to avoid the 10-day sanction. Also, I'm appointed. He's had a considerable amount of time where he was not working, hoping that perhaps he could probate part of his fine.
And are you currently on GPS?
Yes.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $1,000 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration 2024 CR 010467. There's to be no contact and restitution of $700 to Anthony Hall Jr. There's to be ignition interlock for half the term, or there's to be alcohol monitoring device with an affidavit of non-driving for half the term. DWI intervention course, VIP live, DWI education course, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, TAP evaluation out of custody, follow all recommendations of TAP. There's going to be 10 days GPS in lieu of 10 days in the Bear County Jail, waive fees. And the court will note for the record the defendant is currently on GPS. There's to be 100 hours of community service restitution. Do you have any children?
No.
All right. There is to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I have yet to meet anybody who ever says, my intention is to go out, drink, and kill somebody. But you know what ends up happening? People get intoxicated. They don't think they're intoxicated. And this could have turned out so much differently. You could have killed someone. You understand? So you're one of those people. If you didn't know before, I'm going to tell you, you're one of those people who cannot drink at all. And while you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol. Those are the rules. You understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. If you ever need anything, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You ready on Mr. Silva?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Rico Silva. Patrick Washington. Mr. Washington.
Yes.
Yes, we need to get this case set for trial.
I don't know anything that the two of you discussed.
Hi, Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington, come forward. Hi. Hi. So, defense, do you have all discovery?
As far as I know of at this point in time, Judge,
And was an offer tendered?
there was an offer.
All right, Mr. Washington, I can do one or two things. I can set you for trial, or I can bring you back. That way you'll have a time to think about the offer that has been tendered. Do you want a jury trial setting? Or
Yes, ma'am.
all right, so that means that your plea deadline date will have expired. So if you decide to enter into a plea bargain agreement, the court will not accept plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How long?
Is that still apply if they make a different plea offer?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, Ms. Ferguson, this trial should probably last 3 days, and that includes jury selection.
August 5th?
I'm sorry, what?
August 5th?
No. You got a June date, July date? What's good for you, counsel?
I can look at my, let me look at my.
What the earliest?
All right, do you all think you'll be ready for jury trial the week of April 21st on this, or no?
I know that the answer. I believe we'll be ready.
Hey, Megan, on this case, the defendant wants his jury trial as early as possible. I don't know if you all would be ready the week of April 21st on this. It's the ag assault. Or would you all be ready sometime in May? May? All right, is it your week, the week of May 19th or no?
Yes.
All right, so what I can do, sir, there are no guarantees because there are other cases that have been set. And so usually we go in order of the oldest case, but the earliest I can put you down, I will put you down for May 20th and we'll see where we are. And that's the earliest I can give you.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll come back for jury trial on your case, May 20th.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Maybe
thank
an
you.
Excuse.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Washington, I'll be in touch with you. Okay, I'll set up the meeting.